Welcome into the Pats Nation. I'm Corso. Catone is here. Joe's with us in the booth. You are watching us on YouTube, listening on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you podcast, you can catch us. Hey, make sure when you are on YouTube, you subscribe, give us that thumbs up, like the show. That's what we're looking for. Leave us a comment, or you can give us a comment in Heated Hotline, 855-313-PATS, P-A-T-S. It's a message line, 24/7. Have a take, leave a message, or email us in our mailbag, corso.catone@gmail.com. Hey, got a good one today. We're going to talk about this Bengals. I'm living on the air, baby. If you
ever wondered whatever became of me.
There it is.
I'm living on the air. Cincinnati, and that's it. The Patriots.
There it is.
The Patriots hit.
We just got copyright infringement.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll take it off the air.
The hell with it. It was worth it. You know,
We'll be barred. We'll be off the air for 3 days.
the Patriots hit the road onto Cincinnati. This week. We are going to be playing the Cincinnati Bengals on the road, and we're going to talk a lot about it today. We're going to talk Drake Mania, talk about the quarterback matchup. And it's not, I don't think it's what we thought it would be when the week began. We'll discuss in Drake Mania. And of course, Pat's preview, we're going to give you our offensive and defensive keys to victory. And of course, hey, we're going to hear from one of you in Heated Hotline today. So stick around for that. And then we're going to try to make you some money in Sunday spread. I hate the Chiefs, man. They screwed me last. I had a 6-team tease, and all the Chiefs had to do was not lose by 2.
Yep, could have won the game.
They lost by 3.
Yep. Oh, you were livid. You were livid.
It's a new week, so we're going to have some new picks and see what we can do to make you some money. But, guys, good morning. Good morning.
Hey,
See, in the old days, you would have tried to get even on Sunday night and Monday. But you're smart. You didn't do that. You just take that. Now we're older, wiser. You just take the beating. That's it.
Yep. So, all right, guys. So, what do you want to do? You want to talk a little quarterback play? You want to talk a little Drake Mania?
We got to.
On this Thanksgiving coming up week, we'll say, we'll wish the people well at the end of the show, but let's talk quarterbacks. Let's do it in Drake Mania, and we're going to do it right now.
Not winning that game with Justin Fields as his quarterback, because it was a reasonably close game. But Drake May made 6 or 7 decisions and throws that are incredibly high level. That kid is so good on first down, it's amazing. He had a jump pass, couple sideline throws. That's the difference. I mean, Mike Vrabel certainly elevates him. Mike Vrabel made Ryan Tannehill a #1 seed. Remember that in Tennessee? Who did Vrabel get beat by that year in the playoffs?
No.
As a favorite.
Henry
Zach
made him a
Taylor.
#1 seed.
Right,
That's not who beat him. Joe Burrow beat him with a much worse roster. And Vrabel knows that. I mean, and Vrabel, like Belichick, understands that a lot of times just give it to the coordinator and the quarterback. It's a little harder to do when Drake May's young, but I mean, Belichick largely, Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels ran the offense. They were on the phone constantly. So Josh McDaniels, probably the best offensive coordinator in the league last decade. I guarantee you he and Drake May are running most of the offense.
That was Colin Cowherd discussing Drake May and, the influence of Vrabel. Okay, Mark, so as it relates to this week and what we've seen out of May and now it looks to me like, we don't know, but it's probably going to be Burrow in this game.
Do you think it'll be Burrow, Chris, or do you think they're just getting him ready for Thanksgiving night against Baltimore? He's fully participated all week in practice, but do you think he'll be ready for Sunday, or are they doing it for Thursday?
The one thing I've come to learn about the Bengals, is and Zach Taylor, and I have respect for Zach Taylor, sort of. He has no control of what's going on in that place.
Okay, so if Burrow wants to play, he's going to play.
He's going to play.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, just think of the ratings.
He shouldn't play. If I were his coach, I'm bringing him back against Baltimore.
Yes.
on Thanksgiving. I'm
They
not.
probably tease him out a little bit just to get him warmed up for Baltimore, but because they got to show his face against Drake May. I mean, just think about
Yeah, you might be right about that, Joe.
Tell me, does it matter to you? I mean, we'll get to May in a second. We'll get to May and what he needs to do in this game. But and hear me out. I mean, how crazy of a question this sounds. But if you really think about it, the difference with Flacco playing and him with what's on the field this week for Cincinnati, meaning no Chase. Do you think it makes that much of a difference?
Well, yeah, I think Burrow, Chris, makes more throws than at this point in his career Flacco can make. I think he probably is more. I would say typically more mobile, but I don't know if he's going to run. He's not going to be mobile with the foot, with the toe injury. So I think you'll see. So that is a good point, Chris. Maybe first week out of the gate, hasn't played since week 2. Maybe it isn't that much of a difference between him and Flacco because Burrow's going to be a sitting
this
duck
week,
too, Chris, just this week because Burrow's going to be a sitting duck. I don't think he's going to be able to run with the toe.
Right. Not that we could get pressure with 4, but we'll talk about that.
Now next week, Chase comes back. That's a different story. Yeah, I want Burrow on the field.
Because I'm going to pick them on Thanksgiving night against Baltimore.
Oh yeah, if Burrow's playing, yeah, we might as well, right? Might as well.
So okay, so looking at our quarterback now. So even with Burrow, do you feel like the Patriots have is the quarterback matchup in our favor this week, or do you tip it to?
Yes. Oh yes,
Burrow?
The quarterback. No matter what, the quarterback is that's in our favor this week, Chris. Yes, I totally believe that.
So last week, the Pittsburgh against what Aaron Rodgers and Rudolph were able to do. They were 21 of 31. Good percentage, 21 of 31 for 232 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay. No interceptions. And they were only sacked once. So this is a bad defense.
Chris,
this is Cincinnati.
They have one of the worst pass. But not only is it a bad defense overall, they have one of the worst pass defenses in all of football. You should be able to
historically
bad. You should be able to exploit this, Chris. You have to be able to exploit it. I mean, they allow 33 points a game, Chris. They allow 418 yards a game, and the Patriots have a top 10 offense.
Right.
So if you can't exploit this pass defense, with our receive, listen, and from what it looks like, Booty's been it looks like Booty's trending towards playing Sunday. So we'll have him on the field as well.
He was a full participant.
Yeah.
Was Booty. A lot of guys came back and were full participants, but Booty was one of those guys, which was noticeable.
Yeah.
They missed him. They've missed him. Now, okay, so now he let's say he's got his guy back now. Okay, where he's got his downfield guy back. You don't have to watch Williams play anymore now this week. Right?
No Hendrickson. I don't think he's going to play either for Cincinnati.
There'll be no Hendrickson. Right. So so you took a bad defense and you made them worse.
You made them worse.
If that was possible.
Yes,
okay?
Exactly.
So I think so for May,
McDaniels, what do you do then with this defense? How do you
well as it relates, because we're in Drake Mania. So
how do you relate to Drake? Yep.
Okay. Yeah, what I think this is a game where you can actually go down the field with the ball more. I really think this is a game that suits Drake May. It suits his style of wanting to get the ball deep, to want to take those high hole shots instead of those low hole shots. I don't think he's going to be checked down Charlie in this game. I don't even think he's going to be looking for it.
So do you think they try to incorporate Kyle Williams more in this game as a deep threat, Chris?
I think we've all seen enough of Kyle Williams. But now to last us a lifetime. No, I mean, if Booty plays, it's going to be Booty. But I think there's going to be some shots taken downfield. I think that Cincinnati's their secondary is their back end's pretty bad, and I think they could be had deep down the field. Look, I mean, Mason Rudolph came in the game with Pittsburgh when Rodgers got hurt. He looked like Montana with a mustache.
Mason Rudolph he's a stiff.
Right. So
oh my
again,
God.
to me, no. Do we have a Metcalf? No, but
No.
we definitely have a quarterback that's accurate as hell. Put the ball where he wants to
So,
put
Chris, do we set things up for Drake though with a little bit of the running the ball a little bit to set up the play action and those balls down the field for him?
Yeah, I think so, and I think he's going to set it hit himself. What I like about what he's been doing and what I see McDaniels doing is they give him the keys to the car a lot. A lot more than you think. Where
Chris,
he's coming to the line, he's got a lot of checks. He's got options.
Say that to you. I was just going to say that to you.
Yeah, he does. He has options. He's coming to the line of scrimmage. He's coming with options for routes, for choice, giving players choice routes. He's got pass protection options. He's got run pass options. And checks that he can get into. And he's been doing a good job at setting those protections on the plays he's getting himself in and out of. So I think this is the kind of game where you can have sideline downfield throws successfully. And I also think those over routes, I think you're going to see a lot of that. I think May loves those nice over routes, where it's deep, those deep in routes downfield, where another one's, you got a mirrored one underneath it. I think this is the kind of game where Drake May likes to hit those deep smash routes, where those concepts on a two receiver side, when you get a 2x2, and you got the number 2 receiver inside running a little hitch route, little short route, and the number 1 running a hitch route, short route, and the number 2 running those corner routes. I think you could see that. This is a week that you can see him exploit those kinds of routes, and he wants to go deep down the field. I think he's going to be able to. I do. I think they're going to be able to hold up for him in pass protection. They should be able to hold up in pass protection for him. We'll get to that in Pat's preview, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Chris. I think this is going to be one of those games where if he can stay on his damn feet, where you'll see what you just described, Chris. They run Douglas in those a lot as the second receiver, or they may run Hollins, but a lot of times it's Douglas in those situations. You know what I mean? So you may see more of him in this game because it just sets up for him. From game to game, there's always different receivers that are coming up with plays based on the game plan and the scheme. But this might be a week where Douglas has a better game because they run him in what you just described, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely going to be able to see that. And I think that
similar to what they did in that New Orleans game.
Right.
What you just described, they did in the New Orleans game.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also too, May, his ability, I don't think you're going to see him out of the pocket a lot
in this game. Okay.
No, I don't think this is a game where you're going to see him bailing out, creating his own pressure. I think you're going to see him climb the pocket. I think you see him. This may be a game where after the game ends, we're sitting there saying, "Don't you love how mobile he was in the pocket today?" He was able to shift, move, slide, climb the pocket a little.
And he's had a couple of those games, Chris, this year. But then
New Orleans was one of those games.
New Orleans was one of those. But then he slides back to running out of the pocket and using his legs. But yeah, I think that you're onto something there, Chris. You may see him in this game because of how poor this pass defense is. He'll move in the pocket to stay in the play so he can get somebody open downfield.
It's definitely a stat game that can happen. If he wants it to be, it can be. But he's got to be smart with the football. That always happens. I mean, that's always a constant. You got to be thinking. You can't put the ball in harm's way. Stay ahead of the sticks. If eat it if you have to eat it. If there's nothing open, because let's not forget these receivers are not. We're not dealing with Chase and Higgins. We don't have that.
No, we don't have that. But to your point too, Chris, I mean, I know you said he's not going to be checked down Charlie this week. However, being checked down Charlie the last few games, Chris, that's by design that Josh gives him that, and he's been utilizing it. To your point, because he's got a full command of what's happening, Chris, now. Where 3 or 4 games ago, you were saying to me, Mark, I don't understand. He's got the check down, just throw it.
He's got him.
Well, the last couple of games,
he's done it.
He's done it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they went through film with him and showed him what you were seeing. And they're like, look, you know what I mean?
I think he's going to throw 3 touchdowns in this game. And I think this is the game he throws for over 300 yards. He hasn't done it yet this season.
He hasn't done it.
It's going to be Hollins.
Think it's going to be Hollins. He'll have a big
Yeah,
game.
if they get Booty out there just to kind of show that he's going to, do some trickery with him and get it out to Hollins,
Yeah.
he's going to have a huge game.
Chris, I'd love to see Chisholm on the field this week, but
it's not going to happen this season.
No.
It's just that's it. The ship sailed on that unless there's an injury. So we'll see what happens. But that's what I think we're going to see out of May this week. That's what we all think. So Drake Mania was presented by Corso and Catone, the real deal. New England Field Saturdays, noon Eastern. Hey, we got it all. We got Patriots talk. We got B's and C's. We got holiday Catone's comments that are all coming up. So make sure you're sticking around for that. When we come back, we're going to go Pat's preview, talk offensive keys to victory, and so much more. No flipping.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more
Corso and Catone.
Saturdays at noon.
Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, guys, let's discuss the rest of the offense a little bit. We'll do it in Pat's preview, and let's do it right now.
Pat's preview.
Mark, so we talked about Drake May, some of the things we're going to have to see from him. Now, accompanying him in the offense, I'll talk about the coaching a little bit. We want to talk about what we need to see. You started to mention this. You said, can some of what we want to see happen be set up with the run? Okay. Last week, Pittsburgh, they played Cincinnati. They ran the ball 4 yards per, and I think it was 111 yards, something like that. So over 100 yards, 4 yards per carry did Pittsburgh run the ball. So is that a key? Is that something we should be looking to do in this game?
Yeah, I think we can, Chris. I don't know if Ramondre Stevenson's going to play, but I think we can. I think Henderson has the ability, Chris. They've been utilizing correctly now with the outside runs, and I think, Chris, you should establish the run in this game, because if you can establish the run, you said, this is a game you think last segment Drake could have over 300 yards. He probably can if you can establish the run early. He probably can have, over 300 yards.
So you liking more under center play action?
I do, but Chris, you're going to realize something though. So last week he scores 2 touchdowns, Henderson, but his average was only 3.3 yards a carry, Chris.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then against Tampa Bay, if you take away those 2, granted, I know, yes, but if you take away those 2 long runs,
it was like 12. Wasn't it like 12 carries for like 23 yards or some?
Yeah, he's only at like 2-3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So they still, Chris, in my mind, can establish more of a consistent running game, not just that one big play. And this is a team you should be able to do that against.
Yeah. You should.
You're going to need to do that in the playoffs, Chris. They're going to have to establish it now for the playoffs.
Yeah, especially if Stevenson plays. Because if Stevenson plays this week,
he plays.
Now I really want to see, because I feel like Joe's been waiting for this and waiting for it, and I think, Joe, it's arrived now, where I think Henderson has gotten over them. We said it would click at some point, where he was running to contact a lot. The game wasn't slowing down for him. I think the game slowed down for him a little bit, where he's now starting to see the blocks develop, see the play develop a little more, be a little more patient in his running style. So I'm interested to see if Stevenson does return, what that 1-2 punch looks like. Like, how's Josh McDaniels going to work that together? Where, we let Stevenson. I mean, I don't want to seem so simplistic as saying one's an inside guy, one's an outside guy, because it's not really that way. But you know what I mean? That I'm really interested to see, because you're right. That plays for the future. You got to start to think of the playoff stuff now. What's down the line? What do we, how's this setting up? So I'm with you. I think they can run the ball, and I do think they can get to the edge on this team. No Hendrickson in this game. We talked about that. What's that mean for this offensive line, Mark?
Well, it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier. That's for damn sure. right? I mean, they don't have much of a pass rush, Chris. They're not going to get to you with 4 guys. If they're going to get to you, they're going to have to bring pressure packages and blitz. They're not getting to you with 4 guys. They've proven that over the entire season that they can't do that, Chris.
They had last week, and they're playing against 2, you heard about Aaron Rodgers, okay? And I don't remember exactly when he went down in this game. If it was early, midway, late, I don't know. But even with Rudolph in there, you're talking about guys, they're not, and they were only able to get 4. They got 4 quarterback hits. They got 1 sack, and they only had 3 tackles for losses. Did Cincinnati against them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, if you're not getting to Aaron Rodgers, that's
the problem.
Which we didn't either. But so
no.
I think the offensive, again, this is the potential. This is the kind of offensive day that potentially that could be a season long game, like meaning the best looking offensive game of the season. This could be that game. It could potentially be that game. Now I know you're on the road, but are those fans really, if they'll get a big pop with Burrow play.
Burrow's on the field playing, they will. Yeah, you're right. They will.
But I think that it's the kind of game with the offense. And so for McDaniels, what do you want to see? Like, did you say, like, okay, I'm going to see this game, but we're going to see what this game plan looks like. We're going to see early on what he wants to get done. What do you think will be that for Josh McDaniels?
Well, Chris, listen, I think to your point, so we're saying, so they got established a run. I think what you mentioned, though, Chris, about the passing game and the downfield passing game, I think you're going to see more of that just because that's a weakness of this Cincinnati team. So you'll see more of that, Chris, I think, than you've seen the past several games. They didn't run much of that against the Jets. They will today. They will today. Today they will against Cincinnati. They will today. So I think you'll see that him utilize. This will be one of those games, Chris, where when you look at the stats at the end of the game, 8 or 9 guys caught the ball. Like you'll see Henry, you'll see running backs, you'll see tight ends, you'll see all the receivers will catch a ball today. Maybe all 5 receivers catch a ball today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see it going that way too. And that's been the consistent thing every week. That's that McDaniels style offense. Brady,
Yep. Yeah.
There was never a game where there wasn't 7, 8 guys catching a pass.
Yep. You're going to see that this week, definitely.
No egos other than 07. No egos.
And I will tell you something. You'll have one receiver today that'll get over 100 yards. Pick your poison. Who's it going to be? Somebody will have over 100 yards receiving today for New England. That's my prediction.
See, I think if Booty plays, I think Booty's going to have a big game.
Okay. All right.
Because I think he's missed them. I mean, you could tell, you could feel it, you could see it. Not feel it. You could see it out there. The inability of that X receiver to get that stretch that defense a little bit, like Booty does, and Williams just can't do.
He can't do. But I do think someone's going to get over. I think they will have a receiver this week over 100 yards.
Let me ask you a question. Speaking of, am I missing something? What was the infatuation with the one play Williams had? And we talked about it last week, but it bears repeating.
Because I think all these people around here who raved about what a great draft pick this was, Chris. He's never seen the field, or he barely sees the field. They had to grab onto him and say, see, we told you this kid, now that Booty's out, that was a great pick. This kid's got potential. Because they're trying to save face, Chris. Guys like Phil Perry, and I like Phil. I think he's a knowledgeable guy. He's trying to save face. He loved this guy when they drafted him. They loved the pick. They all loved the pick. Why? I don't know what they saw on film that would have made you love that pick when you saw the defenses he was doing it against and the schemes they were running. You're not going to see any of that in the NFL. So what the hell were you watching on tape?
Yeah. He
So
can't.
I don't know. I don't know what the infatuation is with this kid, Chris. I think it's just
Doesn't use his
their
hands.
egos. It's their egos because they all love them. You and I didn't love him.
He doesn't use his hands to get open.
We said that day after draft night. We both said, we said, how's he getting off the line of scrimmage in the NFL? How's he getting open?
It's, or even at the top of routes, he's the hand fighting's not there. And by the way, we're not even getting to that point. We're not even getting to the point where we're seeing at the top of a route if he could hand check and fight to have stronger hands, because he's not even where he's supposed to be on his routes.
No, and
I mean,
there's
it looks so dysfunctional when May looks to him.
Yeah, he's not. Every time May looks to him, Chris, he's in the wrong. May puts the ball where he's supposed to be, and he's not there.
And I'm not in the huddle, and I'm not in the locker room. But I have to believe, if I were guessing, and I'm not a betting person, but if I were a gambling person, if I were a betting man, okay, then I would have to bet that May is in the right.
Oh, of course.
In these situations where
he
didn't screw that up. So yeah, we'll see what receivers are going to be this week.
Chris, against Tampa very well, because of course it was against your guy that you coached, and you coached him in high school, and you broke the play down perfectly. Like, Mark, but I don't know what he did that was so great.
It was a good pass. I mean, he put that pass in a perfect spot. It was a good read. It was a good read, good pass.
Ben slipped a little bit.
Yeah,
going across
he read the safety. The safety went with the other route, and he threw the pass. And there was nobody in front of him. What receiver in the NFL, after catching that ball, isn't going for the touchdown there? You don't need 4.3 speed to go for that touchdown.
No.
I think Joe could have scored there.
Take it easy. I got good hands, bro.
Well, I didn't say Mark and I.
No, I didn't forget it, not me. Listen,
he'd still be running.
Hey, Jesus Christ. They
just got to the 30. Go ahead.
Every receiver on the Patriots would have scored a touchdown on that. If they caught it where he caught that, like you said, there's nobody in front of him.
So, I mean, I know I went off on a tangent, but again, back to the keys. Again, turnovers. You're on the road. Listen, when you're on the road, no matter where you are,
protect the ball.
Okay, protect the ball. That's always the first order of business in any situation. Is you got to protect the football. May's going to have to protect the football. If Stevenson does play and he's back, protect the damn ball. Okay,
well, let's not forget. Because he hasn't taken a hit now in a few weeks, so he may be prone to. You're right, coughing the ball up, Chris. Yeah, on the road,
high and tight, baby, high and tight.
Listen, you're on the road. You're clearly the better team. The only way you get yourself in trouble in this game, to your point, you pull another Pittsburgh and you go 4 or 5 turnovers. Well, now all of a sudden,
you got to lose that game. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, if Burrow's playing, now you're in trouble. You know what I mean?
So those are our keys to offense. Let's see if they can execute that and win the game on offense. When we come back, we're going to continue in Pat's preview, talk a little bit of defensive keys to victory, and so much more. Stick around.
No one ever thinks they will be in need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Corso Law Group is Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. Call or go online to corsolawgroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys.
I think that to me, it speaks to, and it's one of my fears sort of going into the postseason. I haven't been very impressed with the defensive game plans. The Patriots have kind of, to this point, and who knows, maybe they're going to morph in the postseason into more of a man team and make teams play left-handed. But I haven't been overly impressed with their defensive game plans in this. I do think I give credit to them for adjusting in the game. I see Vrabel over there after almost every possession on a tablet talking to players and coaches over there. So I think they're adjusting well. I do think that to just say, well, the Patriots are, like Vrabel said, they're playing good defense the rest of the game, which they are. I also think part of it is, just looking back, the previous 6 games, they played 3 teams with first-year offensive coordinators and 3 teams with second-year offensive coordinators. And I think these guys are really good at coming up with a good script against the Patriots because they kind of know the Patriots do what they're going to do. They're going to blitz in these certain situations. You're going to get an overload blitz. You're going to get a 6-man. They're probably going to play some zone. They might play a little bit more man on third down, but teams kind of know what they're going to do. So the opening script is really good, but the opening script is really good. But then these guys who are new, the tight pants guys, they don't know what to do after that.
Yeah, that was Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal talking about our defense. And Mark, that's something that I wanted to play because that speaks to the heart of what I see too, the issue in this team. I don't know what's happening. That Jets game was a perfect example. I don't know what they're doing during the week. I don't know, like, the translation between the film, the game plan. Because that's where I think we're having the problem. Terrell Williams being out is this game plan that's being put together. And I mean, by now, he's been out all season. So, we're in week 12, whatever it is now.
Yeah,
so
he's been out all year.
Why can't they put a game plan together and look as if, he's talking the opposite way. He's saying, well, you got these offensive coordinators that know what the Patriots are going to do. They see what they're going to do. They put a good game plan together, a good script together until the Patriots start to adjust. And now they wet down their leg. I mean, that's basically what he's saying, these newer OCs. But why the hell why aren't we coming into the game with a better plan?
Yeah, it's mystifying, Chris. It really is that you're not. You would think Vrabel. He mentions Vrabel on the tablets, but you would think he'd be coming up with a better game plan during the week. Why not have to make the adjustments? And he's not. So you have to believe. And you had said a few weeks ago, Chris, you said on the show, you said, you know what, Mark, though, I don't know if he's involved in the defensive side of the ball as much as we think. You thought he was involved in the offense during the week. You thought he was involved in the offense, which made no sense to me because you got Josh McDaniels on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to, I wish I could be a fly on the wall when they're putting the game plan together and how they're implementing it, what they're looking at when they look at film. Because let me tell you something. When you looked at the New York Jets as the example.
Yeah.
What the hell else was that team bringing to the table other than not even RPO? Forget RPO.
It wasn't.
Other than read option.
Yeah, you brought that up last week, Chris, after the post game, which was a great critique. And nobody else brought it up, by the way. It's read option. It wasn't even RPO. It was read option. They weren't passing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, so like, how on earth can you allow a 14-play drive where that's predominantly what the Jets did the entire drive? And not be good playing the mesh, not setting it and setting the edge. Like, I would think you're watching film, you say, Josh, Justin Fields, right? Well, we're going to make him sit in the pocket and throw the ball because he can't do it.
No.
So let's set the edge. I don't need to get pressure on him. I don't care. I don't care if we get sacks. I'm just not going to let him out. How's that not the game plan? So does that concern you? Because it concerns me going forward, because you can't continually have these issues every game.
The other thing, Chris, with the game planning on the defensive side of the ball, when we talk about keys to victory, and you've been saying this every week, it drives you nuts. We have man-to-man corners.
Right.
But that's not happening on a consistent basis. Not even close, Chris. They're in zone way too much for your liking.
To not have been able to adjust to your personnel to this point enough, in my book. And I don't want anyone to come telling me, oh, you don't know what you're looking at. I mean, if Vrabel was sitting in front of me, he'd be like, what the hell do you know? You're not looking, what do you know? Like, I watch the overheads too, I know when you're in zone and I can see when you're a man. And I'm aware of the fact that it's 2/2 of the field, sometimes 4/4 of the field where there's man, there's zone on every single play.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. There's zone. There are man concepts that you're running a zone that turn into man. There's catch man. There's picket where So I mean, I get it. Okay, that it isn't as simplistic as is they in zone or are they in man. I understand that part. But Christ Almighty, when you have Gonzalez, who irritates you at times, I know, but he's still, to me, a top 5 corner in the league.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. He didn't have a good game against the Jets, Chris.
I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did at all. But when you get a guy like that can lock your best down most of the night.
Yes.
He did it against the Buka. He did it against every guy he's played so far. You go look at the numbers head to head, and they're favoring Gonzalez.
Buka had over 100 yards, almost 100 yards receiving and a touchdown, Chris, because you said they played too much zone on him early.
Right. It wasn't against him. The times that he lined up against him, he caught like 2 or 3 passes.
I will say that to your point, Chris, this time around, having watched the Jets game and being there, I saw Gonzalez not have the good moments when he was in zone. And I'm not a defensive. I just listening to you, watched it. I go, they were in zone. I knew they were in zone. He didn't do well. They caught a pass. He blew the coverage. And again, they were in zone.
Yeah. And there were times when, go ahead, Mark.
No, go ahead, Chris.
Well, there were times that he was locked on and a guy was open, and Fields just stinks.
Stinks. Yeah, Fields.
You know, so like I don't know when they're going to marry those two things together. I don't know when that's going to happen, but this game I'd love to see it happen because it's setting up the proper way. Even if that's why I said to you, does it make a difference if it's Burrow or not? Because when I see this game, and I look at Burrow's not going to be that mobile. He's not going to be moving all running around. The ability to deliver the ball. Obviously, Burrow's a better quarterback than Flacco. I mean, end of story. But your ability to lock down Higgins, which Gonzalez should be able to do without any issue. Okay. And I'm not pleased with the way Davis has played all year, but, you know, I do think he could give you what you need on the other side. God damn it, man. I want to see this game. I would want to see them locking down. I want to see more exotic pressures. I want to see more of what we saw against the Raiders. I don't want to see all of that, but I mean, because they went crazy in the Raider game. They were blitzing, blitz packages. But I'd like to see more of that.
But I will say this, especially if Flacco plays and they're just getting Burrow ready for Thanksgiving Day and he doesn't play. Flacco's a sitting duck, Chris. He can't move. So if you gotta, I definitely want to see more blitzing. And to your point, even if it's Burrow coming off of that toe injury, he's been out 8 weeks, Chris. He ain't gonna be moving around either.
Right.
So you gotta bring blitz because they've proven they can't get there with 4, Chris. And now you don't have Milton Williams this week, and Chazon's been limited all week in practice. So I don't know if he's a game time decision today. So we don't know if he's playing. So you're not gonna get there with 4.
Mike Vrabel talked about that.
We won't have Milt, so for the foreseeable future, he'll work hard to get back. I think the thing we're trying to get everybody to understand is how much this is a progress league and to be able to improve as the season goes on. And so we'll have to do that without Milt, who's one of our contributors, and it's a big part of what we've done, but we'll have to do it without him here for a few weeks.
So, talking about Milton Williams, you don't realize it until you go and you really look at the games and the numbers about how good he's been.
Yeah.
Now we dog this front 4 every week because they can't seem to get pressure with just 4. Like when I say pressure, consistent pressure with sacks.
Yes.
But they are getting pressure. Milton Williams is one of the tops in the league in pressure. And now you don't have him. How bad is this going to be?
Well, it definitely helps you that Chase isn't there. So, you know who has to step up this week, Chris? Before the blood clot issues, he was paid. He's paid like, he's one of the top defensive tackles, and he was one of the best defensive tackles, or going to be one of the best defensive tackles in football. Bodmore has to step his game up now, Chris, in Williams' absence. You have somebody, Chris, who should be a potential all-pro at defensive tackle. He now has to step up and show it in the absence of Williams. Now, this is your line. This is you. This is your defense now, boy. Let's go. Come on. Show us what you got. We're paying you a lot of money. Williams is off the field. Can he step it up, Chris? He's going to have to.
He's going to have to, and other guys are going to have to be there with him. Chason's going to have to play and play well.
Landry's
Josh
a big
Farmer.
disappointment to you. That
Yeah,
play
you know,
against Fields the other against the Jet in that Jets
yeah,
game,
and I don't know if he's dealing with this knee injury that he's
he
got,
probably is.
and it's hurting him, and I
because
don't
they've
know.
limited him all week in practice. I think that's more about maintenance. I don't think I think they just want him to show up on game day because you're right. It's probably hindering some of what he can do.
Because his edge play hasn't been good, but he's going to have to play better. Josh Farmer now was a full participant finally in practice. I'm expecting to see something out of him. I want to see something out of Ponder. You know, these guys are going to have to step up. But I don't know if this game's going to make a big difference, Mark, with Milton Williams, because I think they should blitz more in this game.
The Milton Williams loss, Chris, will come to fruition against the Bills against Buffalo.
Yeah, I agree. So it's a big loss, but those keys are, control this team, control the Bengals on first down. Listen, get them into second, third, and long. And I understand if Burrow's on the field, hey, third and long, that's no big deal to him, but it is a big deal because they haven't been able to protect that well either. The offensive line for Cincinnati. Okay.
No,
so if you get them into second and third and longs, so you win first downs.
You know who's going to see the field this week, Chris? I'm interested. I have a funny feeling he'll contribute. They'll put him in the rotation, especially if Chazon is gonna. They may reduce his number of snaps because he is banged up. The rookie that you liked out of the draft,
Swinson,
that Braden Swinson may get some play this week.
We'll see. I liked him coming out. LSU guy. Yeah,
you like the pick.
Yeah, I did like the pick. So we'll see. It's going to have to be, but I think they're going to see a lot more pressure from this team. You're going to have to win on first down. Those are our keys to victory on both sides of the ball. Pat's preview was presented by Corso and Catone. The Real Deal New England Field Saturdays, noon Eastern. Hey, we got Catone's comments. Holidays are coming. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss that. When we come back, want to hear from one of you in the nation in Heated Hotline. No flipping. The Real Deal New England Field. What does that mean? We're like you. We're going to bitch about everything.
My opinion, our draft, the good, the bad, it was ugly.
These people, Mark, drive me freaking insane. Bananas.
It's so frustrating and aggravating. I can't take it.
The Real Deal New England Field. It's going to be real. Back in with more Pats Nation. All right, let's hear from one of you in the nation in Heated Hotline. Joe?
Hotline.
This is Jen from Cranston. So what is this nonsense about playing on the road in the playoffs to avoid Kansas City versus getting home field advantage? What stupid bastard would choose to go on the road? Have some friggin' confidence in your team and take anyone on. I'm so sick of these chicken shit, spoiled New England fans. Thanks, guys.
Woo! It's thank you, Jen. That sounds better the second time around. We played that yesterday on Corso and Catone. I don't think Joe could help himself again today playing that. These chicken shit fans. Mark. Wow. When you hear it the second time, she's not holding back, huh?
No, I love it. She always brings it. She's one of the ones that always bring it, Chris. Whenever you hear it's Jen from Cranston, you're like, oh, here we go.
We gotta have something. So, well, let's talk about. We talked about it yesterday. Let's discuss it again. Her point. Is there a team that scares you? Are you afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs to a degree that you want to give up home field?
No. I had a moment where I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe, do you really want to play Kansas City? And, but then that went away.
That moment passed.
That passed. No, I want home field, Chris. Why wouldn't you want home field? Come on. You need it. You get to buy. You get to prepare. Listen, it's the Chiefs. It's Mahomes. It's Andy Reid, right? Could they come in here with a game plan and smoke you? Positively. They're battle tested from the last 5, 6, 7 years. Not necessarily this year, but similar to what the Patriots did in 2018, Chris. They're battle tested though. They could come in here and put a game together and beat you good. But listen, I'll take the shot, Chris. I want home field.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this. What other team would solidify Drake May and the Patriots as a whole, as a team not to mess with, than going out and beating Kansas City.
That's
What
a good
other
point.
team in the league would do that for them? You
That's a
know,
good point.
That's a real good point, Joe. I
Good
guess
point.
would you say a playoff game if they went out and smacked Josh Allen? Would you say it gives it to him too?
Yeah, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City.
Baltimore too. You put Baltimore in that category?
I don't know anymore if I put Baltimore there, but everyone else does.
No, everybody else does, and everybody else will. Yeah, you're right. Everybody else, they will. They'll put them in that category.
But unless Baltimore shows me something, unless what's his name, Jackson shows me like he's healed up, because he's not right. I mean, he's not moving around back there. He's not running. As he gets older, he's not going to be able to run the ball the way he used to. He's just not. And he's going to be left to being able to sit in the pocket and throw the ball, which he's gotten better at doing. He has. He ain't the joke that we saw in the Pro Bowl games. Remember that? Yeah.
Oh,
He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
The skill competition. Oh my God, that was appalling. But no, you're right, Chris. He's not. He's better than he was. He can throw. But
You got to play at home. You got to want to play at home.
You got to play at home.
You got to, because again, you especially home field. You get home field advantage. I mean, I don't care really who it is you're playing in that first game out in the division round. That team's already played. They've already had to deal with stuff, and here they come into your house now. They've already been on the road probably. It's probably a road team, right?
Yeah.
From the week before. And
Probably.
now they're coming to your house now, and it becomes a tomato can game. You said something yesterday about these tomato can games. Why is it the teams they played, they say, well, Jacksonville sucked and Tennessee sucked and Houston sucked, and these teams, they didn't really suck though, did they?
They were playoff teams, Chris. You had Brady. You had a great team. So we made them tomato can games because we made them look so bad. But they were good teams, Chris. They were playoff teams. They had winning records. We were just so dominant that it became the tomato can game because of us, not because those teams were so bad. It pisses me off when the media around here refers to them. They add a tomato can game. It was a tomato can game because of us. Just like it's become a tomato can game for Kansas City, that division round game, most of the time. Because of Mahomes and Reed and because of them. They still beat good teams. I mean, you and I don't want to give them credit for, obviously, but they're beating good teams.
But is this team, because I'm dying to play this, so
I know you're going to play it.
Is this team battle tested?
It has fool's gold written all over it. Cupid, Seconia, middle of the mall. If you keep playing sorry scrubs, then you're going to have this falsetto of a mentality going to the playoffs, and it has
Joe, look that word up, will you?
I know what the word means. It's the singing voice, the high pitched singing voice. Falsetto. That's what that is.
So there's no applicability in this.
Could you please tell our viewers who the hell that was?
That was Cam Newton.
All
was Cam Newton. Now, what's he on? What show is he on? Get Up, First Take,
like
whatever
ESPN. He's on First Take. They bring him on, with Stephen A.
I don't imagine he's going to be on that show any longer, but.
Falsetto.
So this falsetto. So I think he's trying to say, it's a false sense of, security.
And Chris, as his comments go on, he then says, "Give me Indianapolis over New England." Really, Indianapolis? Really? Daniel Jones in a playoff game over Drake May? What is that fedora is too tight on his goddamn head that he wears?
So as a noun, okay, as
falsetto.
As a noun,
you'll be playing that the rest of the year.
A method of voice production used by male singers, especially tenors, Joe, to sing notes higher than their normal range. That's as a noun. As an adjective, denoting or relating to a method of voice production used to sing notes higher than a normal range.
So how the hell is
How's that applicable here?
How is that applicable? A falsetto?
Falsetto.
What the hell is he talking about? Really?
Did you put any weight on what he's saying though? The fact that the teams, I told you, I gave you the stat, since
Every
2018.
team since 2018, every Super Bowl winner, Chris, has had half their schedule's been against teams that wins against teams that
Below
were under
500.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. So I don't care. I don't care how bad the schedule. I don't hear about schedule anymore. They all have bad schedules.
And Chris, I went through the divisions, all the teams in all the divisions yesterday too.
Right.
What the hell is he talking about?
No. Give me home field. Beat up those teams you
give me
should
home
beat
field.
up. Give me home field. And by the way, let me just say this about being battle tested, okay? This is something I haven't heard. The Patriots this year, okay, I get it. You want to compare the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots, okay, right now? Now, Denver may have played some tougher opponents, perhaps, during the season. They have, and they beat Kansas City last week at home. Fine. But they're squeaking wins out. They're winning at the end of games. They're winning with last-second field goals. They're winning with last-second drives. New England has been beating the crap out of these teams. They've been dominating these bad teams, Mark. Do you disagree with that?
No. No, they have.
I mean, they beat the Jets by 13 points, and everybody thought that was squeaking by them.
Yeah.
You beat a team by double digits in this league?
Yeah.
That's doing something.
That's doing something. Yeah.
They're battle tested fine. We'll take Jen, we'll take the home.
I agree with Jen 1,000%. I take the home field.
Thank you for the call, Jen. But now, you know what it's time for? I beat Joe to it. I beat Joe to it. I beat him to it. It's Sunday spread time, Joe. Okay. So here we go. Let's talk about our game right now. It was 7.5. And then the whole Burrow thing started up. And now it's down to 5.5. That Patriots are favored by 5.5 going in there. What do you got? What do you like?
I like the Patriots, Chris. I think even if Burrow plays without Chase, 34-17 Patriots.
I like the Patriots in this game, 38-20. This is going to be the game where May's got 3 touchdowns or so, and he throws for over 300 yards in this game. That's what I think we're going to see in this game. I think the Burrow factor gets them to 20.
Yep.
But I think one of those scores is going to be a garbage score late in the game. So, the 5.5 points, I don't care. Take it.
Yeah.
Now, make us some money.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Last week you were okay. Last week you did pretty good.
I was good. My best bet was Buffalo and Philadelphia.
And San Fran. You had San Fran over Arizona last week. You said, I don't care. You said,
I said use them in a tease.
Bury them. Yeah.
Bury them in a tease. Now, I'm gonna do something I don't want to do, but I'm gonna go your route this week. Listen, if Kansas City loses, they might be out of the playoffs. Chris.
I got them too. Kansas City's given they're given 3.5 points at home against Indianapolis.
But if they lose, they might be out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they will be out of the playoffs if they lose.
They can't lose 6 games already. No. With their remaining schedule, Chris, they cannot lose today. So I'm going to take Kansas City at home minus the 3.5.
Yeah, I like that game.
And I'm going to give you a tease to bring them down even more shortly. But I like them at home, Chris.
Yeah. And let me give you a tip on the teases. Okay. The one thing that I should have thought about last week and I didn't, and it was stupid for me not to. When I teased Kansas City last week down to 2, okay, where they were getting 2. Sorry. They were getting 2 because they were favored by like 4.5.
You have teased Denver the other way?
I should have teased Denver the other way. Why? Because they're the home team.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that, everyone. I like that Kansas City one too. That was one of mine. I also like looking at this Pittsburgh-Chicago game. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure what his injury situation is. They say it's not a break. Is he playing? I don't know.
We don't know.
But Chicago's been playing better football of late. They came back and they won that game. It's a game against Minnesota. I think they could have lost and should have lost, and they didn't lose. They came back and they won it at the end with the last second field goal. They're at home. And they're favored by 2.5 points against Pittsburgh. That doesn't bother me. I think Chicago's going to win that game. And I think they're going to win it bigger than you think. So that's what I have. What do you got? Got anything else?
Okay. Yes, I do. I got a couple more. So I'll tell you who else I got. You're going to think I'm crazy.
I already think you're crazy.
Don't think I'm crazy. I like, believe it or not, Chris.
Falsetto.
I like Philadelphia on the road at Dallas. I think Dallas is a phony team. I think they stink. I know they got those receivers. Their offense is atrocious. Defense, I'm sorry. Dallas's defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
I like
What's the line in
Philadelphia.
that
Believe
game?
it. Philadelphia's 3-point favorites. Believe it or not, I like Philly in that game.
Well, you should like Philly in that game. I mean, some people talking about, does it bother them that that it's at Dallas? I don't know.
That doesn't bother me.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm with you. I think Philly wins it because you know why? Philly's hitting their. Philly seems to be hitting their stride.
And I'm going to tell you where they hit it. Yeah, I was just going to say that, Chris. Defensively, they might be the best defensive football right now, the way they're playing. They got their guys back. They got your buddy, the Kobe Deans, all over the field.
Vaughn, Dean, the linebackers are just Braun or whatever his name is.
Yeah, forget it.
The defensive front.
A little bit like Giovanni Tavai.
No, just like him. Yeah. You blink, you miss him. He goes sideline to sideline so fast, Tavai. All right. So Mark likes Philly with the 3, giving up the 3 on the road in Dallas. Now let me ask you something. If you're going to use that game at a tease, if you were to, so this is one of those situations now. Do you tease it so that Philly's getting 3 at home on the road, or do you tease Dallas up to 9 underdogs?
You probably tease the other way. You probably tease Dallas, right?
Yeah. But is there potential, though, that Dallas gets their ass? Offensively, Dallas is a good team.
They are a good team offensively. They are.
Going heart to heart. You're going your strength against their major strength.
Their major strength, yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I think I would tease it the other way. I think I make the same mistake twice on that one. Anyway.
You would tease Philly.
I tease Philly getting so that they're getting 3. Because think about it like this. If Dallas wins that game, are they going to beat them by more than 3?
No.
It's going to be like a squeak that game out, win in overtime, one of those kind of things, I think. Because if Philly goes in there and loses that game by more than 3, they're not the team we think they are.
Nope.
That's for sure.
No.
So,
agreed.
Okay. Jacksonville, I like Jacksonville at Arizona is the last one I'll give you. Arizona's at home.
Oh.
They're at home getting 3 points. I understand. I know. I just don't. I think Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is a trash, garbage team, and I know they have Ryan Thomas Jr. I get it.
I don't even know if he's playing.
I don't even know if he's playing or not. So I think they're a garbage team, and I don't think Arizona is much better than a garbage team too. I'll be honest, but I've seen them play better than they played last week, and so I'm taking Arizona home. Those are my picks.
My last one. Can I give you one more for 3-team tease? All right. Yes. Tease, Kansas City.
I'm writing this down right
tease, now. Kansas City. I'm going to go with you. Tease Philly. Screw Dallas. Tease Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Get the points with Philly. And tease Detroit at home against the Giants. Detroit has to get healthy and strong, and they're going to put a number on the board because they're starting to slip a little bit. The Giants, you want to talk about trash.
Because Detroit's favored by 10.5.
Yeah, so I'm going to tease them down at home.
About 4.
To about 4. I'm going to tease them down to 4. Yep. So I'm going to take Detroit.
Give me one more. Give me a 4th team for the tease.
I'm going to take Kansas City. And if you want a 4th team, I'm going to give you Baltimore against the New York Jets at Baltimore.
Tease that, or do you tease them up? You tease the Jets up to 20.
Nope. I take Baltimore.
That would bring the line down to about what? What is it? About 7?
Yeah, I tease Baltimore. That's what. If you want 4 teams, those are my 4.
Okay, there you go. So remember what we always talk about: bet for want, not for need. If you got a gambling problem, make sure you get some help out there for it. It's a real addiction, so make sure that you get some help for that. But the Pats Nation, we got to go. So the Pats Nation was presented by Corso and Catone, Saturdays, noon Eastern. Next week, we're going to have a breakdown. We're going to have our breakdown of this Bengals game, B's and C's, Catone's comments, so much more. And come back to this show next week. We're going to have our first look at the Patriots-Giants Monday night matchup, as we are the first pregame show of every Sunday. So make sure you tune around. And again, gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yes,
Happy turkey lurkey.
Happy turkey. Eat good food. Stuff your face. Drink some good bourbon.
Gobble, gobble. See you next week.